Camels. In the semi-desert of East Africa, they're man's natural partners. To the nomad tribes, these animals are sacred, and they treat them accordingly. Camels are a blessing. These ships of the desert can carry almost everything needed for survival. But some of them transport a somewhat unusual load to the nomads, namely education. Nomad villages in Kenya. Daily life is shaped by the harshness of nature. The children know very little about the outside world. There's no television, scarcely a radio, and mostly not even books. But this girl is lucky. She can read and is captivated by her book. It tells the story of a camel called Gellow who carries books to very poor people on his back. Could this be more than just a fairy tale? Gellow actually exists. Here he's standing in a small herd outside the library in the provincial town of Garissa. Camels have long eyelashes and can close their nostrils to protect themselves from desert sand during storms. The name Gellow is a Somali word for camel. There are many others. All these animals are male. They're the only ones that can reliably carry out the tough task that lies ahead, though this Monday morning there's still little sign of what that is to be. The library here has a good selection of books. 30,000 of them, mostly somewhat old, but still, they're books all the same. And it's all managed by librarians like Abdullah Salah. A teacher for many years, the Somali then devoted himself to books. No one in his tribe actually knows what he does.
It's not very easy for them to understand, and they keep on asking me a lot of questions. What is a library? What do people do in the library? What kind of work do you do? You know, there are all those questions that normally follow. But if you say I'm a teacher, they will understand. This is a teacher. If someone says I'm a policeman, they know this is a policeman. They know his duty. But once I say a librarian, you should prepare to answer many other questions that will follow before they understand.
The camels outside have to have plenty to eat before they start their journey. They're herbivores and can find something to eat almost anywhere. They can even consume thorny plants without getting hurt. Their tongues are rough, but they close their nostrils to protect the sensitive mucous membranes inside while pulling off the spiky vegetation. Scuffles often occur when eating, won by the strongest male as a rule. Abdullah Salah is proud of Gellow, the 7-year-old male.
The more tamed, it can persevere, you know, carrying a very heavy load and walking a very long distance. It's very lovely, very, you know, calm, able to withstand with, you know, it can endure, it has endurance.
The camel drivers reassure their charges. They're moody, rarely bear their loads uncomplainingly, and they can sense what's coming. "400 kilometers away in Nairobi. Kenya's capital is a melting pot. Modern and traditional exist here cheek by jowl. This is where Alfred Muchilwa grew up. The metropolis has many readers. Almost everyone can read and write, unlike those in rural areas. Alfred is one of Kenya's young artists. In this publishing house, they design their own magazines and children's books that combine learning with fun.
Okay. And it usually starts with, and then I scan it, and then I come and apply digital paint. It usually becomes.
Alfred had an idea to illustrate a children's book about animals. Animals that literally transport the alphabet around the country. He'd heard about a little library in the east of the country and began his search. Meanwhile, in the northeastern province of Garissa, the biggest town in the province bearing the same name, Garissa has nearly 100,000 inhabitants, most of them making a living providing services from roadside stalls. Time moves at a more leisurely pace than in hectic Nairobi. Here, near the equator, they're happy just to meet their basic needs. The majority of the population is Somali. Religion is a part of their everyday life. Outside of school, the mosque is the most important place where children can go to learn. Girls have less access to education than boys. In the local library, Abdullah Salah is preparing for his trip to the nomads in the semi-desert. Every 2 weeks, he packs together books for children of all ages. Most of the books are donated from other countries. New ones arrive daily. They have 7,000 children's books, from comics to school books, for readers at all levels, early to advanced. Abdullah and his colleague Yusuf Ibrahim select 300 of them to take along. The treasure chest of knowledge is heavy, and they wouldn't get far if they had to carry it themselves. The library's reading room has few visitors. Some 80% of the local population are illiterate. There's no broad literary culture, and women and children are at a particular disadvantage. Only educated local women use the library. It's a privilege, as women are generally still kept away from education. Their job is to look after hearth and home. For a small fee, they can take books home, but the library attracts city dwellers at most, never nomads. That's where Gellow and his librarian partner Abdullah come in. Gellow can carry around 150 kilograms. The camels are well trained. A long trek with heavy loads in the arid heat lies ahead. Practiced hands fasten the load. It takes only half an hour until everything is secured. Sure-footed and on strong legs, the camels set off before the blazing heat of midday. The bell around Gellow's neck sets the rhythm for the others. With Gellow in the lead, 3 young male camels trail him to learn the road and its pitfalls and challenges. A great honor, as they're all part of the only camel-born library in the world. Meanwhile, 7 hours drive away in Nairobi, graphic artist Alfred Muchilwa is preparing for his trip. First, he organizes his working materials. Paper and pencils. Where he's going, they're not exactly in plentiful supply. Alfred's destination is the semi-desert in the northeast of the country, with its numerous young inhabitants. 9-year-old Hasna lives in one of the poorest regions of Kenya, as does her cousin Maimuna, 4 years older. They're members of the nomadic Somali tribe. As is the custom, they gather the firewood. Like many other girls, they have no time for school. They have to help the family. They often have to go so far afield that it can take many hours to get back home to their village. Striking out for the desert is our little library caravan. The camels first have to negotiate the outskirts of the expanding provincial town. Cars, honking horns and general bustle make the camels nervous, especially the younger ones. Gellow and his experienced fellow team member Dali keep their nerve though. There are surprises around every corner, a dangerous ordeal. The camels are especially afraid of bridges. The little herd of camels is blocking the road. Abdullah is relieved once Gellow and the others leave civilization behind them.
The camels sometimes they become very much scared about this vehicle, therefore they can run and even be able to cross this bridge and, you know, go deep into the water, into the river. Yeah.
This time it all goes to plan. The young camels follow Gellow in a well-behaved line. This is just the outset of their 4-day journey through the isolated world of the nomad children. Nomads don't build houses. When the water runs out and there's no more feed for their animals, they just move on to the next settlement. What they may lack in food and education, they make up for in pragmatism and joie de vivre. A stranger from far away turns up at this settlement. It's Alfred Muchilwa looking for motifs for his children's book. The artist notes that the women do all the work here. The men relax in the shade, keeping in the background. He discovers that many mothers don't send their children to school, especially their daughters. They need them around the house. Hasna and Maimuna have never been to school either. They have to stay home and carry out chores. Many here believe that girls shouldn't be sent to school at all. Some worry that they would begin to have reactionary thoughts, become disobedient, and then leave the tribe in search of a better life. Alfred wants his camel book to encourage people to enjoy books and reading, especially girls.
It's just as important for boys as it is for girls, but in this particular part of the country, more important for girls, because in the past they have been denied education opportunities and forced into early marriages. So, well, for the most part, education is a way out of that.
The traditional women's role still dominates. Will the next generation of girls have it any better? Can anyone change this educational calamity? Gellow and his comrades continue on their long journey. Camels enjoy a prestigious image here, and children seem particularly fascinated by the statuesque and apparently unflappable creatures. Several kilometers from the edge of town, the small caravan leaves the road. These resilient animals simply strike out into the bush where cars cannot follow. The 2-meter-tall, 700-kilo ungulates are popular, just like these librarians and their unusual mission in the place where they're heading. The caravan passes the city's waste dump, where marabou birds gather in large flocks. These big birds of prey salvage much of what is thrown away. They enjoy company and form large colonies. They're left in peace by the villagers. After all, the birds are useful, saving them from having to dispose of plenty of smelly organic waste themselves. Meanwhile, Alfred Muchilwa is in his element. Intently sketching the nomad village, the visitor attracts plenty of attention. Alfred tells the girls about the story he's drawing, that it's set near here. The story of the camel Gellow, who carries books into the desert for the very first time. And is frightened by a lion, and loses the books and all the letters inside them. And he needs the children's help. The girls are spellbound. Gellow and his friends are now deep in the bush. No cars, no houses, just the camel herder's whistled song, which gives the camels a sense of security. Gellow and the others learn their herder's special tune early on. The relationship between a camel herder and his animals is very close. Long journeys don't deter these pace-setting creatures. Their broad, padded feet carry them easily across the hot sand, and they live off the fat reserves in their humps. In the little village school, they're expecting the camels to come by today. Many of the benches are empty. Few here send their children to school to learn. They do have books, but they're a scarce commodity. The pupils learn Swahili and English. These girls are lucky. Their parents allow them to go to school, unlike many other nomadic families. Alfred has persuaded Maimuna and Hasna to go to the schoolhouse. They have no idea what goes on behind these walls. They're shy, but still curious. Hasna and Maimuna are onlookers, not daring to go inside. It's a world that's alien to them.
They're too shy to go in. It's just the way I think they're brought up. Because I'm a male and interacting with a female and she's young, they're just naturally shy. So I don't think they're willing. Plus, their friends are standing around and making fun of them probably, so they're just a bit too shy right now.
In the afternoon, Gellow's book-laden caravan reaches its first point of call. After a grueling 4-hour trek in over 30-degree heat, the first stop is in sight. Finally, some shade. Gellow already knows this will be a lengthy rest period. The horny calluses on his knee joints protect him to a large extent from heat and injury. While lessons continue, the attendants start setting up the mobile library outside. They have everything they need, transported by the camels. The librarians set up the reading session. It's important to keep everything in order. First, the books must be sorted out. And only then are the children allowed to approach.
Everybody don't also interfere with our books. It's mixed sana. Just pick a book of your choice.
They have brought reading material for all reading levels and all ages. Every class has time to inspect the books closely. They're extremely valuable here and are treated with great care. Alfred uses this almost reverent ceremony as material for his sketches and studies. Line by line, his children's book is coming to life. all of it is interesting. School books, comics, and novels. The books have to be read here. Lending them would be problematic.
These are nomads, people who shift from one place to another. So sometimes you see that the child this time is in this school. Next time this place becomes drought and you see they start now shifting to another settlement. Maybe after 1 year, after a cycle, is when you see again they come back to this settlement. Again they come back to this school. That's where maybe when we'll be able to recognize that this child had our book.
Hasna and Maimuna can't read. They've never even held a book. So they just look at the pictures. Alfred the artist was the one who brought them into their first contact with these mysterious stacks of paper. Abdullah helps them, explains a simple illustrated story.
As tall as a tree. Not here. It is grass.
Both the girls seem interested. Will they come again? Gellow watches from a distance with the eye of an expert. Alfred tries to capture the essence of his main character. The illustrator wants to finish his camel book quickly. Gellow is getting impatient. The journey continues. On the banks of the mighty Tana River, the camels restore their energy. This vital artery of the semi-desert is a welcome sight for both the animals and their human traveling companions. During the night, the camel's body temperature has sunk 6 degrees in the cool night air. It's a protective mechanism, because until the animals have warmed up, they don't sweat, so they lose no bodily fluids. In just 10 minutes, they have recovered their fluid loss. They store the water in their stomachs. Dali, Gellow and the 3 younger camels walk on. Their goal? Schools in the remotest parts of the country. Their path leads them 10 kilometers through a thorny mimosa forest, an unexpected sight in the semi-desert. The single-humped camel is called a dromedary. The word stems from the Greek and means walk. And walk they do. They can cover up to 80 kilometers a day. Alfred has meanwhile returned home to Nairobi. The illustrator is transferring his sketches into a layout for his book. Finding the right sequence is not that easy, though. Producing a children's book takes time. Developing the character of a camel to look the way you want it is especially time-consuming and can be nerve-wracking. Observing Gellow and the other camels in the desert, Alfred realized that they have a lot of human attributes.
I look at them as like puppets, kind of. If I feel confident enough to manipulate a character such that I feel like I'm handling a person, then I know I'm ready with that character.
The illustrated story is given the final touches at the computer. This is where his artistic creations really come to life. Only once the illustrations have been finished does he write the accompanying text. His live models are meanwhile travelling again, heading for a school in a very remote part. Another 20 kilometres through the wilderness with its four-legged native inhabitants. During the rainy season, this will be an impassable stretch, even for 4x4s. But the camels' broad feet take them anywhere, provided they have enough to eat. They decide to take a break. The herders use the opportunity to inspect their charges. In the dense bush, tiny parasites have attached themselves firmly to the camel's skin. Ticks. They suck blood from the animal's veins, explains the herder, and they can also transmit infectious diseases to the camels. It's an almost unavoidable risk in this terrain. Sadly, Gellow and his team can't stop at every school. These children will have to carry on learning without books. The caravan can only supply 20 schools with books, a scant 20% of all the schools in the region. The Camel Library already boasts 4,000 readers who read their books regularly. Although Gellow's caravan has been visiting these schools for years, the children are always fascinated anew by these big animals. The camels never lose their appeal. Gellow is experienced and patient with the children. Most of them never see camels at home. The camels belonging to the nomads are generally looked after by herders in the bush. The ritual is repeated here. The books from Abdullah's treasure chest are something special and viewed with respect. The books are all in English or Swahili. No books have been published in native Somali. This is why Abdullah is happy when the children retell the stories they've learned off by heart. The combination of storytelling and reading is very popular with the children.
Once they see us even going through the village once in a while, or we meet them in town, you know, they will easily identify you. They'll say, hey, that's our teacher from the library who was giving us books. That's what they normally say, and they just greet us on the way.
For many children, school is the only place they get enough to eat. Women from the area voluntarily prepare meals for the children. Rice, perhaps, or sorghum, with a strong broth. Often that's all they have. The school children can hardly wait. Some don't even have a cup or a plate. In these austere surroundings, the women find it difficult to share out the food among the children. Their need is great, but the women still manage, somehow, to feed them all every day. The camels also take advantage of the break to eat. Suddenly, Gellow and his comrades get wind of a rare change in the weather. At almost 40 degrees, the rain is a blessing for man and beast. The coat of desert dust is washed off Gellow's hide. He and the other camels all enjoy the cooling shower. After 4 days on the trot, the camels are finally off duty. That afternoon, they make their way home towards the town. As usual, Gellow gives the signal to set off. The schoolhouses are already empty, as the children have all gone to help their families around the house or in the fields. At the end of the journey, there's asphalt under their feet again, noise in their ears, and their sensitive nostrils are filled with exhaust fumes. The camels, especially the younger ones, seem to have forgotten what civilization was. The herders and librarians have their hands full just keeping the caravan together. After their return to Garissa, the camels are all inspected for minor injuries. The sharp acacia thorns leave painful reminders. Gellow has a thorn in one of his feet. All the camels get medical treatment after their long trip. It's a painful process. The local vet gives the other long-distance travellers a more thorough examination too. He finds infectious ticks on their most sensitive skin. The unpleasant parasites can make the camels sick, so the vet takes their temperature. And indeed, several camels have a slight fever. The vet recommends a rest and good feed. That will quickly get them back to full health. It will be a 10-day break for them before they return to the desert. Some of the books suffered from the journey too. Glue is scarce and the scissors are blunt. But the librarians are still keen to prolong the life of their precious books. Yusuf and Abdullah repair what they can. The lords of the books now have the weekend off. The camels rest up, gaining strength for their next adventure. Properly cared for, camels could reach 40 years of age, though they're pensioned off well before that. They take sand baths to scrape off annoying parasites. Dali stands watch over his tired comrades. Gellow stays with his trainees. In Garissa, people head for the mosque for Friday prayers. Yusuf uses his time off to make a trip for the camel library. Leaving town, he heads for the big camel market out in the desert. After many days of slow travel, he's glad to own a fast motorcycle. After a few kilometers, he finds what he's looking for: large herds of dromedaries. The herd of families and camel dealers regularly take their charges to the big waterholes. All the biblical animals are present: camels, donkeys, and goats. Yusuf is on the lookout for more camels to add to the mobile library's herd. Only young males are considered, as the females cannot be so heavily laden for such long distances. Maybe this young lad could be a suitable associate for Gellow. Camels are not cheap. Till now, the library hasn't had the money to add to their existing herd. But Yusuf is not giving up. He thinks about all the schools they haven't visited yet because they don't have enough animals. Yusuf has some new ideas about what they could do with the mobile library. Back in Garissa, the librarians meet at one of their homes. Yusuf and the others talk about various possibilities of transporting other media by camel. They could take laptops with them, for instance, and show movies. One day there might even be internet access in the desert. It's a long way down the line, of course, but the librarians are already planning for the future.
Come on in, wait till you see it. Oh.
In Nairobi, it's a big day for Alfred Muchilwa's publishing house.
Come on in. This is it right here. Ta-da! Look at there, huh?
Wow.
Well done.
Okay.
Well done.
Thanks.
I'm ready.
Alfred's dream of publishing his own book has come true.
I am, for sure.
Like that.
Thanks.
Well done. All right.
So.
Okay. Thanks. Heading out. Okay. Get back. Bye.
The illustrator sends a copy of his book on a long journey. To the place where he drew the sketches, in fact. He's keen to know what has happened to the two young nomad girls, Hasna and Maimuna. Both children have to carry on at home helping the family. They still aren't going to school. Hasna is learning things that are essential for survival from her mother. They fetch water together. Hasna will probably never see what came of Alfred's drawings. She's trapped in her own tribal traditions. But the educational programs at the schools continue. The librarians are happy that among the pupils, reader numbers are increasing. Alfred's book is greeted with delight. More and more young people are learning their ABCs, how to read and write. Books are becoming part of daily life. The patient work done by Abdullah Salah and his librarian colleagues is paying off.
Intermingling with children is very fantastic. Sometimes you'll see, you will spare a lot of time with kids. You see how you can mold them, how you can inculcate the reading culture in young children. In fact, you will get job satisfaction at the end of the day.
Abdullah is proud of Gellow and his pals. They will continue to make sure that the nomad children learn new things from books in the future. And soon, the three younger camels will be able to help. The fascination of pictures, letters and writing is reaching more and more young people, even if the first step is just a short story about camels. The camels who brought them books. It's almost poetic, and a little like a fairy tale.